Kalm, the guy on the bike. Welcome you all back for another half-assed production. And now we're down here on Broome Street. We're gonna run into White Box and see Hyman Bloom paintings 1940 to 2005. Well, we'll come in and take a look around the main gallery space here. Peggy Cipher. Gee, there's Charlie Finch. Now, this is a rather untypical exhibition for White Box in that normally they're showing a lot of contemporary downtown artists, young artists here in New York in performance and video. And this particular show by Hyman Bloom is a bit of a derivation for them. Now, as I swept over the gallery, I noticed that almost all of these paintings are based on this subject matter of what they call the Jew with the Torah. This is titled Jew with the Torah, Younger Jew, column on left. So I think that one of the reasons I was excited about this exhibition is that Hyman Bloom is a mythical figure among the painters here on the East Coast. He was actually discovered at the age of 14 up in Boston, and he and another guy named Jack Levine were given scholarships to study, and they were kind of the basis of a group of artists from Boston that were known as the Boston School, and most of them were Expressionists. Now, I think one of the interesting things, we'll just kind of scan over some of these pieces here. One of the interesting things is that early on, Hyman was recognized for his kind of interesting use of the painting medium, and people like Jackson Pollock and William de Kooning even credited him with being one of the influences of abstract expressionism. We'll get in on a couple of these, and you can just take a look at some of the brushwork. And you can see that a lot of these paintings have got layers and layers of thin, almost transparent washes that have been built up over years. And many of these he's worked on for 10 or 12 years. This was titled Jew with Torah with Architectural Elements and Background Placed to Keep the Torah. It's from the 1990s, 70 by 50 inches. Now, he was also known for his, what they're calling his jewel-like color. And even though they're calling these just straight oil paintings, kind of get in here and look at some of the texture and the pedimenti. Some of these you can see charcoal, maybe even lines of chalk. Almost all of these, it's like the faces are just kind of almost ghostly apparitions. It's titled Jew with Torah, with orange stained glass window on right background. Now it's said that Hyman was almost a mystic, and he was kind of a recluse. And although he achieved a lot of success fairly early, I guess in the early 40s, kind of dropped out of the art scene, but kept working, and was very influenced by his Jewish heritage. This is an interesting feature we'll point out. Let's see if we can get this. If you look at the top of the rabbi form here, you can see that there's actually rivulets of paint dripping up, which means that he was kind of flipping these paintings around as he was working on them. Another interesting factor that I noticed when I was reading the wall text is that in the mid-60s, when Hyman was in his 50s, he was involved in some LSD experiments, and evidently was in part of a series of recording acid trips. It must have been a lot of fun. This is another nice piece. Rabbi with Torah with yellow face and red chair. But we'll get up here and look at it from the side. You can see that this has got layers and layers of painting and maybe scraping and reworking. You know, each one of these paintings is almost an indexical study of different types of paint surfaces and ways of handling paint. He's got his thin dry washes, juicier transparent layers, some thin scrapings, solvent erasures. And then it's great the way he's able to use these nice high-keyed highlights to kind of define these images out of this kind of mid-tone soup. It's a nice suite of paintings here, all the same size. Here we can see some, it looks like charcoal drawing that he's got in there. So while his friend Jack Levine came to New York and I guess was living just around the corner from Max's Kansas City back in the 60s, Hyman stayed in Boston and I guess just became kind of a recluse of a character. This is intriguing. This is titled Jew with Torah Unfinished with White Chalk Marks. And it also looks like it's got charcoal in there. It's from the mid-1980s to 2008. You know, when you look at these, the surfaces and his use of thick over thin, transparent versus translucent, and his use of body color versus transparent color, you realize that this artist was almost an alchemist. Now, I know a lot of painters that think if you're going to be a painterly painter, you got to have thick, gooby paint, but this kind of shows you that you can paint very thinly, but just build up layers and layers and layers and layers upon layers of thin paint and also achieve a wonderful kind of painterliness. So it's also notable that Hyman was one of these long-lived artists. He lived to be 96, and I think he passed away in 2008 and kept painting up to the very end. Kind of untypical. This is Christmas Tree 1983. And I was just thinking that some of these pieces almost make me think of Max Weber. It's a great early modernist painter here in New York. New Picasso and Baroque. Little dancing figures across here. This piece is titled Still Life, 2002. Also got a selection of his drawings here, and I was kind of scanning over here, and I couldn't help but think of Rembrandt. Kalm reporting on Hyman Bloom, paintings and drawings 1940 to 2005, the Rabbinical series, curated by Jan Frank, here at 329 Broome Street, New York. Thank you, Kate. Well, thank you.